Two lines in a. You got two lines back there.
He got Cane Corsos as neighbors.
Can't Corso. He got two gorillas.
Where they do that at?
Your man's
Nah,
in the
they
jungle
really
right
had.
now.
Nah, y'all don't remember when they had the tiger? How far was that place from? How far was
That's
the
the
apartment
hood.
from? That's the hood,
5
right?
minutes, yeah. That was
They
on
had the
40th.
tiger in the apartment.
Yeah, niggas
in
knew
Harlem.
Homie Brother and all that. Yeah, legendary.
Wait,
Yeah.
40th and what?
8th. The regular 2-bedroom apartment. Yeah, play
Well,
around
how
with
did
us.
they get the tiger up there?
You gotta remember, he had it when he
Man,
was
like
little.
a baby.
Yeah, and he.
Oh,
yeah.
that's right. I do remember that story. He had it when it was young.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Nigga had that shit. That shit had his own room.
That shit was so big. Pause. Big ass cat.
This nigga had a tiger as a roommate, bro. You know how legendary that is?
Yo,
AllBall TV. They scared, but I'm not. They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.
Not more legendary than this. You know who I am. You see him here in the flesh. Gilbert. Let me take my hat off too. We out here. We live.
Big Flea. Never the little one.
Come on, man. I don't know.
Ball suckers.
You know, don't do that to mine.
I wonder if you could hear it.
Yeah, I heard it. I just want to say before we get started, don't mind our appearance. Had a rough 2 days. We thugs it out over here, man. Listen, I had the shirt on for 2 days, no haircut. I ain't shaving, but I'm on AllBall TV with my family. What's good, baby?
The word. What's the word? I ain't hear drops, but I'm sure he did do the drops. I didn't hear.
I heard it.
I forgot the wave.
Uh-oh. They getting started already.
I forgot the.
Ralph Cramden and
Don't play me.
Ralph Cramden and Ed Norton.
What you want to do? Oh boy, you can hear this.
You got the flex bomb or the Woj bomb?
Yo, it's the Woj bomb. What you talking about?
Big shout out Gilbert Arenas. What up, baby? What's good?
Yo, hold on.
Let's go, y'all.
You do it on purpose? AllBall has?
No, he probably didn't do that on purpose. You know, OG is
old man. I slept on my phone. Shit.
He's he's not.
Get that out of here.
He gonna tell you to get it out of here.
do I gotta get off the screen and come back?
Tell you to get it out of here.
I don't even know how you could do that.
I gotta get off the screen and come back, right? Pause.
It should give you options.
Hold on. Settings. Nah, that's crazy. Oh, I didn't even know.
Fish, they laid down today, Fish. They still good, Fish. They just not glistening off the screen like normal, but they there. Big Fish.
Baby Jonathan in the building. Big
Baby Jonathan.
Bodega Maya was good. He was laughing yesterday. We had a good time this week. Bodega Maya. Bodega Mayor.
DB, what up, DB?
Oh dear Lord. As soon as you text me that, oh dear God. But I'm buying some time so our elder statesman can figure out how to press edit on the name. Oh, he's back.
He got it.
Let's celebrate.
That I don't know where that came from.
I'm looking at it like, what? AllBall has what? Are you trying to make
has returned? Has returned.
Ah.
I ain't never seen a nigga have so much PTO in my life.
Yo. Don't start your business, man. Get out my business. Salute King, Fabe, Almighty, AllBall, and General Flea.
You're not a real baller if you don't have nothing like this in your house.
Fact.
Bitty ball, this regular size ball, pause. You ain't just, if you don't have this in your house just cause, you cannot tell me you love the game of basketball. Simple and plain.
Fabian looks like he should be yelling, get your hot dogs, peanuts, and nachos. Well,
yo,
I'll tell you
Fish does stand up on the weekends. Y'all just don't. Yeah, we just ain't never seen him. He ain't recorded nothing. They ain't posted. He does stand up on the weekends. He just ain't tell us yet. We'll find out where.
We gotta, let us know because we can repost it because
we found it somewhere.
I'll support it 1,000,000%.
I'm talking shit. I don't know if Fish does stand up, but he might as well.
Just run with it. What do you mean? We'll keep saying it until he does it.
Until he does it, right?
Well, apparently, who doesn't or didn't play during COVID and the pandemic. There's a reason why Kyrie Irving was banned from playing basketball back then. We need my conspiracy music. The doctor who banned Kyrie Irving from playing in NBA jokes about vaccine mandate. Kyrie Irving caught a lot of heat during the 2021-2022 NBA season after he was forced to miss a majority of the Brooklyn Nets games due to the New York vaccine mandate. The rules put in place by Dr. Jay Varma under the Key to New York City program. Proof of vaccination is required for indoor dining, indoor entertainment, certain meeting spaces, individuals 12 or older. You have to have received 2 vaccine doses, except for those who have received 1 dose of Johnson & Johnson. And this is where Dr. Varma seems to take pride in being responsible for Kyrie Irving's inability to perform his job. While attending a dinner, the former New York City COVID policy architect was recorded saying, "This is a fun part of my life." There was a basketball player named Kyrie Irving. He refused to get vaccinated, but because he played for the team in Brooklyn, because of the vaccine mandates I passed, he was not allowed to play. Varner goes on, "I just think he's asinine. He's an ass. I'm not in a position to tell him how to dribble better or shoot better. Don't tell me how the science works." The decision was impacted the way some fans view the 8-time NBA All-Star as something that will always be attached to his legacy. So I'm gonna go to Flea first because you were so adamant about calling me out about this, and AllBall apparently. He caught stray shots. Mr. Flea.
Yes.
Flea, no.
Yes.
How am I attached to this bozo doctor?
No, ask me a real question. Don't involve yourself. If we want to have this discussion, ask me a real question. Don't involve
What is your reaction to this?
There you go.
To this medical non-savant.
That's your word now. That's your word now. Own that. Own that.
What's the reaction to hearing this? Is crazy. That's not funny.
To me, I don't think it's funny. I don't think it's something that you stand on and make jokes about. I know that he was in a very important and powerful position, right? COVID was a real thing. So I'm not going to act like that it didn't affect a lot of families. All 3 of us know somebody that was extremely affected by what was going on in 2020. So I'm not about to poo-poo and act like it's not something serious. But the flack, the vitriol, the just how damning that image that they put on Kyrie Irving, I don't think he earned that fully, right? I understood his stance. I understood where he was coming from. Like, I understood. And I took it from a logical standpoint and not from he thinks he's better than me. He knows science. He knows he's a doctor. He wasn't coming from that perspective. He was never coming from that perspective. But as time goes on, things start to evolve. And so the argument between me and my shorty is not the same as it was first 5 minutes, as it is an hour later. An hour later, so much stuff has been said. Now I'm defending myself on things that may not have even been the origin of the argument. And so what I'm saying is, like, it just really got away from basketball. And everybody had an opinion. I remember you having a strong one, Fabian. One that was anti-Kyrie Irving.
Ooh.
And so I'm asking you to be a man and stand on what you said a year or 2 ago, because I didn't like your behavior. And so now we're here. Wait, I'm not done yet. Now we're here. We got guys joking about it now. COVID seems like 10 years ago now. It's so crazy. Nobody's wearing masks. It's not the mass hysteria anymore. Give that man the apology he deserves, Ray.
I just need to know, what am I apologizing about?
Not because I said so. I was about to try to debo you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You can't.
Well, for me, I think a lot of people owe Kyrie an apology. A lot of important people. Not saying we're not important, but for me, I never got into that. My whole thing with Kyrie was always on the court But I do agree, guys like Stephen A. and a lot of people that said he don't deserve his money and things of that nature. They was wrong for that, dead wrong. But my whole thing with Kyrie is people say they're the greatest he's ever seen with the basketball, greatest handle, skill set. I just wanted to see him on the court and win. That's it. All these Dr. Kevorkians and Dr. Dooms and like you said, Flea, you made a great point. That thing was real. Yeah. But what they were trying to do to Kyrie, I definitely disagree because it now look, come to find out he was right. If we have the right, if we have the right to say what we want, do what we want, with our own, physical being, if I don't want to take something, I shouldn't have to be forced to take it. And you should look at me no other way.
Let me cut you off real quick, OG. His character should not be assassinated over that. We can't get into character assassination because he's making a decision for himself. That's where you lose me.
Yeah. I mean,
that's where you lose me.
Is it me or Stephen A?
You, Stephen A,
but
whoever else.
Right. But before I let
Shannon
Fabian,
Sharp.
Right, before I let Fabian go, I'm gonna just say, I may owe him a small apology because they got to the finals. But to me, that's what I want to see. Some of these guys that consider themselves the greatest at their position or just in the game, a lot of players, current and former, consider some of these guys the best they've ever seen. I just want to see it display on the court. I'm tired of seeing guys like maybe Kyrie, KD, just certain guys, you either not making the playoffs or you get knocked out in the first round and it's always excuse after excuse. So for me, I was just happy to see his skill set that we all know is top tier, where it's supposed to be, which is in the finals. So that was my whole thing with Kyrie, but also a lot of these players. But as far as the other thing, I just feel, they took it out of control with him. And like I said, we supposed to be in a free country. So at the end of the day, you should have the right to feel how you want to feel, have your opinion on whatever. As long as you ain't hurting or harming nobody. And he never intended to hurt or harm nobody. He just put something out there. And, but, like I said, if I want to apologize to Kyrie, I'm just happy that I seen you where you belong. And that's deep playoff runs. All season playing games, displaying that handle, the layer package and all of that. But besides everything else, me, I stay away from all that. But, hey, man, I want to hear, because Fabian got the face that I usually have, like, man, I don't care about none of this shit. So, Fabian, the ball is yours. It's in your court. What's going on?
Number one, I ain't apologizing for shit. That's number one, right? Number two, we asked Flea, what did I say back then, right? Luckily, on these YouTube streets, we can pull this up. So let's get to that. And shout out to Zip. Let me know if it sounds right. If it doesn't sound right, how can you
pause this? Hold on before you play this. You pulled up everything because you was sitting in front of my face talking too. So don't pull up the shit you in the car with. The phone is in front of my face. No,
man,
do your homework. Pull up everything.
Okay, well, I guess you need to pull that up, sir, because I'm defending myself.
I'll do my homework after this. I will. I'll go do my homework.
You ready? Can we go now?
Please do.
For taking any PEDs. I unknowingly took it. You unknowingly took whatever was in his vaccine. The number one reason that he is correct in this thing is because we always talk about athletes having to know what's going in their body. And now you're having a league, the same league that would punish you for claiming to accidentally take any substances, no matter what, whether you really knew or not. If that's your excuse, how can you now reprimand them for taking any PEDs? I unknowingly took it. You unknowingly took whatever was in his vaccine. Listen, I'm vaccinated. But right is right, wrong is wrong. How can you now?
I don't know. Go ahead. I don't know where you're going with this, but go ahead.
I don't want to say what the kids are goofy. That's what the kids say now, right? Goofy. I was never in agreement with Stephen A. Smith. That's the part where everything AllBall just said right now was always my thing. All we ever want is someone that's great to be on the court. I'm not ever going to judge Kyrie for making these decisions, especially when he called the earth flat, when he was doing this. I said, bro, I was 26, 27 years old before. I remember having these thoughts and like trying to think outside the box, and you're famous.
You're 41. You still have conspiracy theory thoughts. But go ahead. Go and lie to the people that you still don't have thoughts like that today.
You had a strong conspiracy theory that I wasn't even a part of just now, and fell flat on your face. The hell are you talking about?
Flat on my face.
You just accused me of being mad at Kyrie for not taking the vax or whatever it is, agreeing with Stephen A. Smith. I had nothing to do with that. I said the complete opposite. I said he should take the time off if he wanted to. That's crazy to even have that on his jacket. I don't care if he's a millionaire.
I sent you something at, what was it, 3:30 my time? So what was that, 4:30 your time? It was very late in the day, right? I just happened to see it. But I do remember the energy, the enthusiasm that you had for that specific topic. Now, once we depart from here today, I will absolutely go do my homework. Everything is there at the palm of my hands. And I will be ready to have a real discussion.
I was saying the opposite of that. He had to take all to like not take the jab and all that.
There was some character assassination going on.
The only thing I never liked about Kyrie is his fans. Just like when we go over Kobe, go over Jay-Z, all these is the stands. Bro, how is he the most skilled player ever? When you got Kobe, he's the best finisher over Kobe. That makes no sense. Over Jordan, well, he's not that tall, so it just turns into like a me versus them. And I'm like, I love Kyrie. Y'all making me not like y'all. That's where I'm at right now. Like that's what it's always turned into.
I got it. Okay.
You got what I was mad at. Wait.
No, I got it now. I understand now because what did I just say a few minutes ago, bro? Like we could start a conversation and then 15 minutes later, we're defending the defense of whatever we would defend. You know what I mean? And so stuff starts to evolve and you want to get back in and zero in. I can quickly, in my mind, put together that Fabian is character assassinating Kyrie Irving. When in fact, you wasn't, right? But because it evolved so much into different conversations, now I'm like, oh, Fabian hates Kyrie Irving. When clearly you don't, but it got to that.
It's also the power of the media, because once you associate me with criticizing Kyrie, I'm along with Stephen A. Smith. It's like, I don't want nothing. He's not saying the same shit I'm saying. Stephen A. was up there hating every single day on COVID because there was nothing to watch. And he knew Kyrie was a topic that was spiked because it was a COVID topic. It's Kyrie Irving. And he kept doing that. That's why I was like, okay, he's just using them. So he's doing what he's doing. He's doing his job, whatever. But then, bro, what was sad about that is he's from New York. You know Kyrie's pops. You know them. Like that's the part to me that was crazy when Kyrie fans were saying all that. I'm like, I was up the block from where he was from, where his pops was from, when he was drafted. His people was going crazy. I always say that story. So when they tell me that, I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm against this dude. Kyrie looks like a New York ball player. I would never be against him. I just got to criticize him when need be. And that's anybody. That's why I'm open to you calling me out. Even what if I was dead wrong right now? You were like, Fabian, you owe an apology. Right? Like if I was on Stephen A. Smith's side, I would owe him an apology. Right. So that's why I don't mind any of these conversations. But hell no, anybody that was so sensitive, and we know what it was about. It was so much of the media going crazy. I'm like, bro, how you gonna tell somebody to take a jab, bro? Like it just I want to emphasize that. How you gonna tell somebody to put something in their body that you don't know what's in it when they get suspended for stuff that they don't know what's in the stuff? They'll get suspended for that.
Yo, hold on. You know what's crazy, Flea? You know, and this is why I love us up here, because you know we have real discussions. You know what I'm saying? And Flea wanted to bring this topic up and we didn't run from it, right? And that's why us three is just, you know what I mean? But what Fabian just said was just so ill, where it's like, you know, y'all want to force me to take something, but if I get caught taking something that's probably nowhere near as damaging, I get suspended and lose my money.
Right. Whether that's PEDs, whether
right,
you know, whatever it is, because you have no clue. You're not the doctor.
Up until recent, if you got caught with weed in your system, you was in big trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Now the players is blatantly out front telling you, nah, I smoke.
Right.
So that's a great point. And like I said, I think, you know, a lot of people owe Kyrie an apology, which we're never going to see because once again, we know how the game go. You know, a lot of guys is being told what to do, and you know, it's just sad. But Flea, you know, you said something that was correct as well. You know, you got to how do you say it? Differentiate.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the thing with Kyrie. Okay, if you don't like somebody personally, okay, cool, but that still shouldn't allow you to try to tell that person to affect their money.
Right.
It just affect them as a human being and just their character. Because I'm big on, you know, Paul. Once again, okay, you may not like how he carries himself, but he's still a great basketball player. And what did he ever do to hurt or harm anybody? See, a lot of the outlets, a lot of the people, it was like damnation. Like they was treating him like, yo, man, like
he caused COVID.
Right.
Right.
Like he was in the lab with that thing and bit the
Like he was Rudy Gobert, right?
Yeah, right.
No.
Right.
You know what I'm saying.
No, that's a fact.
You know what I'm saying.
That was stupid, you know, but that's the truth.
Why do you think they don't like Rudy Gobert till this day? You think it's really because they think he can't play real defense? Let's be for real.
Listen.
Nah, I think it's because there's a lack of respect in general.
Part of the reason he lost all cool points.
It started to hype. OG, right? It started to hype around then.
The fact that, remember, at that time, I don't want to veer off, but we'll get to that later, actually. Speaking of Donovan Mitchell was reported Donovan Mitchell wasn't messing with Rudy Gobert. Like, a lot of his players didn't respect him anyway. So it was the fact that he was a clown to them anyway. And then that came out, was just like, oh, the whole world sees you're a clown.
Right. I just saw a clip. Shannon Sharp had Mark Cuban on, right? And he sent with Mark Cuban. I just saw a clip of Mark Cuban talking about Kyrie Irving. And I guess the question was, like, you know, how did that move happen? How did you get him in there? I'm paraphrasing at this point. But Mark Cuban was talking about, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I thought Kyrie Irving was a team killer before I did the work. When I actually did the work, meaning talk to players, not coaches and people outside of the NBA world. I mean, guys that have played with him, guys that I have real respect for. I went and talked to the guy. He said he couldn't find one player to say a bad thing about Kyrie Irving. One player.
That was Mark Cuban?
That was Mark Cuban, right.
I think, but that also is a part of it, though. The way he left Cleveland and then he went, I've always saying this, when he went to ESPN and kind of like was smug with Max Kellerman. He did have an attitude problem at a certain point. It was nasty, bro. Kyrie was acting nasty for a minute.
That interview that he had after he left Cleveland and went to Boston, he did it with Stephen A.
With Max Kellerman.
Bro, that's probably one of the most cringeworthy interviews I've ever watched because he said a whole bunch of nothing.
Right. So now this is you on the public stand. It was like, bro, what the hell happened to you? Mm-hmm. All right, so you're going through a thing. Then you get to Boston. You left Cleveland for LeBron and acting like we're bugging that you knew he was going to be a free agent in a year and you wanted to say, hey, man, hold on, I'm out of here before you can do this. And you wanted to. That's why I always say, Flea, he tried to play the LeBron role. Mm-hmm. You're not LeBron. You found out quickly you weren't LeBron.
You wasn't.
And nobody wanted. And this is again where the arguments come up with people like, what you mean he's not LeBron? Like he's nowhere near LeBron. How about that?
Stop. We're not even talking about the basketball. We're talking about the power of who.
No.
James
I'm talking about the basketball.
Oh, you're talking about the basketball. Oh, yeah, he ain't LeBron. He ain't LeBron in terms of power in the NBA, and he ain't LeBron in terms of skill basketball. He's not. No, he's not him.
But it took him to go to Boston when he was like, yo, damn. And he calls LeBron. I call LeBron publicly. I call LeBron. I have to apologize to him. Kyrie, what are you talking about? It's not easy being a leader, and all these things playing out along with the COVID and flat Earth. That's when he became an enemy for a lot of people. But for me, I just saw a young kid, just developing.
Can I ask you a question? You just said something about it's not easy being a leader. Who's the leader in Dallas? Him or Luka? Your opinion?
It seems like Kyrie's more of a leader. To me, like I understand the whole when they get on the court, Luka's the leader because you got to go where his game goes. Once he's dominant, he makes the game easier for everybody right now. He's bigger, things come easier to Luka and all that. But I think off the court, I can't see Luka communicating the way Kyrie does. Kyrie's it seems like I've never heard a teammate really say anything bad about him that I can recall. Maybe James Harden, who really wasn't public. But, they have the off. To me, it's just like Dirk. Dirk was not. I didn't see the players go, gravitating towards him like he was this, how could we, like Jalen Brunson. We don't see that behind Dirk. We didn't see that behind Luka really. But with Kyrie, you can see him hugging up on players. Every time somebody runs to the bench, Kyrie's the first one to get up and talk to them. It's very visible at the very. If this is a show and he's lying, he's doing a great job because I love what he's doing over there, and I love the fact that he gets to end his career like this. Like we're forgetting he went through a lot with the Nike debacle and all that, and we're gonna get to John Morant in a second. But John Morant had a hell of a drop off. He dropped the ball crazy, but before him, they made it seem like he dropped the ball when it was really a mistake, and it was fueled by even that with the group of people, the religious thing. I thought he made a big mistake, and it was all because he was agitated by that reporter. And again, you got to be just more. It's hard to be self-aware and learn these things in real time.
Listen, man. Big shout out Kyrie Irving, man. Like I said, a lot of my big bros is cool with his pops. Know what I mean? So we root for Kyrie, right? But Kyrie, man, I'm just happy because look at what the league did to Chris Jackson, aka Mahmoud Abdul Rauf. Look what they did to Craig Hodges. Know what I mean? Some guys, they don't let you back in the league. Kyrie was able to get back in the league and get the max deal that he wanted. So you gotta commend him, salute him for that. He didn't fold, he didn't break. When he lost the Nike deal, you didn't hear him bash Nike or complain. You know what I'm saying? So for me, you gotta give him his props. Like I said, a lot of people owe him an apology. But for me, I'm just with this platform, we just want to see guys be great. And we have these arguments and these discussions. And my whole thing is, like I said, when you got that skill set, when you that great, when everybody we hear say you the best they've ever seen, I want to see it when it counts. I don't want to see it in the regular season. I don't want to see it in the first round. We want to see those in conference finals and finals. And we want to see you win and get the finals MVP. So for me, Kyrie has that skill set to do all that stuff. We just want to see that. And it just seems like, with TV, it can get tricky because, sometimes that's all they can show. You get what I'm trying to say? So for me, big shout out Kyrie Irving, man, doing his thing. And, Dallas right now looking strong.
Might be going back to that Western Conference Finals. What's this? Y'all had Gil tripping today. He said he saw McCann started screaming Woj every minute. Come on, baby. We see you watching. We see you watching. You heard that, Flea?
I did. I tapped in just to, just to see what's going on.
With Gil?
Yeah.
I didn't even watch it.
Just to see what's going on.
McCann's big Knicks. It's funny how things, real quick on that. It's funny how people just be like, he flamed y'all. I'm like,
he flamed us.
Yeah, he flamed us on what? On the points that nobody was talking about.
Bro, I was almost up till midnight going back and forth with him in the YouTube comments.
That's hilarious.
Till midnight almost last night, going back and forth in comments to the point where I just had to say, yo, Gil, I'm from a fan perspective. You're connected on an entirely different level. We can agree to disagree on this. I appreciate the dialogue, my brother. I had to leave it like that because it seems that he enjoys that back and forth banter, which is cool. You know what I'm saying?
He's like me. I would have kept going. You crazy.
I was like, he was sending me links. He was sending me that. Like he had to really try to make his point, which I understood the point, but all in all, I feel like I was right. I'm going crazy right now. Let's get the people to understand what I'm talking about right now. Me and Gil disagreed on him bringing up the example of Linsanity. Why was that example brought up? Because he's saying that our best lineup, the Knicks' best lineup is going forward is going to be consistent of DiVincenzo, Brunson, and Hart. At all times, not at all times, but our best lineups will consist of those three guys. And he was basically saying that Hart and DiVincenzo being relegated to a role player position or a bench position is not going to sit well with those guys. He says it never sits well with guys. And so he went on to give examples of the Jeremy Lin situation. When Mike retired and came back with him and Scotty in 95. He brought up Caron Butler in 2004 or 5 with Kobe Bryant. And so he brought up some examples, all very poor examples in my opinion. But the Linsanity example, as I dove more into it, he was right and I was right too. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by that is, was there some friction with how are we going to go forward with what's going on with Jeremy Lin and ingratiating Melo and Amari back into the lineup? Did they have a problem with how they were going to figure that out? Yes. But I think that problem was solved before it even really became an issue, because once Lin, that game I brought up down in Miami, once Lin had a taste of guys actually playing NBA level defense on him, once there was some tape out on him, all it took was 2 weeks. After the 2 week was over, that was different.
But I still think in that case, then it wasn't over, because they still had to try to re-sign him, and he was a restricted free agent. And then you heard Melo and JR vocally. Like, I could understand if this was a source said, no, they came out and was like, he don't need to get all that money. What? That's crazy hate. And if I always said, and maybe y'all could disagree, but if Lin was from the block, if he was a black dude, they wouldn't have done that. Never. And I thought it was pure hate.
Or you could see through the bullshit. And what I mean by that is, was Jeremy Lin as that 2 week stretch? Did we ever see another 2 week stretch like that for the rest of his career? Did we ever?
No.
But hold on. This is where we have to be fair. And I'm not defending Jeremy Lin. How many players? No. Seriously. How many players we say, they need a system around them? They need to play, a certain way. I see what we got caught up in. Jeremy Lin, we shouldn't have treated him as if he was a starting point guard in the NBA. But you're not going to tell me he didn't belong in the NBA and couldn't play and couldn't be a backup guard. Go ahead.
OG, he got that money from Houston. He started 82 games the next year.
Right.
He was the starting point guard for Houston. They were a playoff team. It was him and Harden in the backcourt.
Say it again. It was a what?
They were a playoff team.
Okay.
I'm not running from that. They were a playoff team. They got bumped, but they were a playoff team that first year he was with Houston. Kevin McHale quickly realized that wasn't it.
What was Jeremy Lin? What was Lin numbers?
13 and 6.
But how long? 82 games is not quick. He
Now,
started every game.
I'm talking about 1 year. It took 1 year.
No, hold on, Flea.
After that,
hold on, Flea. No, hold on. Let me ask y'all a question. So for one, should he have been the starting point guard in Houston, in your opinion?
Yeah, I guess so.
No, he shouldn't have.
Who's gonna start over him?
I don't know, but I'm just saying he
left by then, right? That went to Toronto. No, went to Toronto and
went
to Miami.
Yeah.
He left by then.
Yeah.
Right. So he gets there. He averaged 13 and 6. They make the playoffs. Okay, cool. Was Jeremy Lin drop off? Because I see the comments. Was his fall off worse than what was your man that got all that money from Dallas and then he just skipped town?
Calvin Booth.
Chandler Parsons.
Chandler Parsons. Who fall off was worse?
Lin.
I don't agree. I don't know.
Chandler Parsons got hurt.
Yeah, because Parsons fall off if we not accounting for that nasty knee injury he had.
He did well in Houston. He was an NBA.
He played well. He played very well in Houston.
Yeah,
he didn't do too bad early on in Dallas either when they gave him that money. But
yeah,
after he got hurt, you can't find Chandler Parsons.
Yeah, and I think again, the thing with Lin for me was why it was hate is because it was $10 million for the first 2 years. I don't care how you slice it. That's not starting money. The $15 million is what they were gassed up off of on the third season, and that's why Daryl Morey wanted to sign him. That third season is an expiring contract, $15 million off the books. We could trade that. He knows that. And what do? They got rid of his ass. I just felt like the Knicks were.
Didn't he have a balloon?
Yeah, that's what it was. 5, 5, and 15.
Yeah.
So trust me, I knew it because it was just like, why not? Plus, we had Kid, and we were going back after Raymond Felton. I was dreaming of three point guards on the bench. And we talked about this, Flea.
Is that a
kid
Tony,
was 100 years old?
Is that the Tony Douglas era too for us?
He
is that
there yet.
OG?
I don't remember.
I try to
Tony
remember.
Douglas. Wow. Yo, we done
but I understand.
We've been through some point guards, y'all. We've been through some guards, man.
Lou Albinson.
Don't do this now. Right.
Yeah,
don't do this to us now.
His word is that name is crazy.
Insane.
You gotta be nice.
Lou Amundsen.
We've come a long way
respectfully
for today.
Yeah.
Like, please, man, let's keep the show on the high today.
Yeah,
please.
Was it Tony Douglas? My man seen
and you still, Lord have mercy.
I'm sorry, but my man said he seen Tony Douglas right after the game, right after he used to work at McDonald's. He said he worked at McDonald's and he seen Tony Douglas walk in with his pork chop beard with like two whack chicks. Then, yo,
listen, man.
Me right now, like, what are you doing here? He's like,
that's how you do it. Walking like
funny.
You the Mac.
That's funny, man. They'll go on and get him a Big Mac, a little extra, little extra. You know what I mean? Supersize my joint, Tony. You got it. Paul.
Well, you did talk about a fall off. Lynn fall off was equal to Rick Ankiel as a pitcher that couldn't throw a strike.
Man, do I remember that?
Damn.
But Rick
remember Rick Ankiel? Big shout out to Fish. Fish always
Fish be on it. That's
Jeremy Lin is nowhere near Rick Ankiel. What Rick Ankiel was as a ball player though. Like Rick Ankiel could play the field and pitch. He was like Ohtani.
Yes, it was nice. It was nice.
Nothing's like Ohtani, bro.
Nothing. He's Ryu Ruth is a different level.
Can I just say this?
Special, man.
When we get to where we go, when y'all see the post we made, I made a post about Ohtani, I think 2 years ago.
I remember.
People laughed at me. So he's the greatest athlete in sports right now.
I remember. I do remember it. And the comments was smoking you.
Thank you.
They smoked you.
Look at Ohtani now. Yo, they lucky I'm not good at editing like Fabian, where you know how you could go and bring up the old joints and then put your little pizzazz on it and do your little gloating. Because Lord have mercy, Fleet. If we have a field day with everybody, with a lot of these topics that we talked about a year or two ago, bro. Come on, man. Fabian was the first to tell me when I was hyped about when people thought Durant and Kyrie was going to get the Knicks. He literally said, Flea, I don't want them.
I was the only one.
You know me. I looked at him like he was crazy. And now when you look, even though those are two great players, I'm just saying, of course, now Kyrie been to the finals, but KD smoked in first rounds. So listen, man. Yeah, but Ohtani, legendary.
In the last 3 or 4 years, we don't watch KD get swept out the first round 2 times. That's just
hold on. Trillion guns. This is a great topic. Michael Carter Williams, 6'8" point guard, was a lot of promise.
Mm-hmm.
Did he have a fall off, or did he ever get a chance to pop?
They gave him that Rookie of the Year award.
Is that when Ben Simmons got
bad
hurt?
Draft. If you just go look back at that draft, that's a bad draft. What is that? That's the
but Fleet, what I'm saying
2012, 13 draft.
He never had a high to fall off. Like it seemed like he just never got it right.
Yeah, but that's why Will just mentioned that Rookie of the Year because he got that. You know, so he got that award. So now you get that award and you want to add on. Like, okay, Michael Carter Williams is a great example. Another guy that run Rookie of the Year, averaged 25-5 as a rookie. After that, we never heard from him again. Tyreek Evans, right? Like it's another guy that.
Yeah, but he had flashes, and you know we know what happened.
Oh yeah.
But great point. But yeah, we may have to do a show with that. You don't remember Tyreek Evans? Who had the biggest downfall?
He averaged 25-5 rookie season. Tyreek Evans was crazy.
Hold on, real quick. Biggest fall off. Your opinion?
In basketball?
Yeah.
Vin Baker was up there.
He's an all-star level player.
After Milwaukee? That was bad, bro. Even you know what? The guy that traded him for Sean Kemp.
Sean was an all-star in Cleveland.
The first year. And he got twisted. He was getting twisted during the what you call it? The lockout season?
Wild out, came back looking wild.
Your man was out here.
Nah, we listen. We might have to do our homework. That might have to be a topic
Yeah, I like
great. Who's the greatest fall off? Your opinion of all time?
Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is lining it up right now.
Nigga said Sean left nice.
Yo, Ben Simmons is lining himself up right now.
No, you know what we got to do? You got to exclude Ben Simmons because that's everybody's going to say Ben Simmons.
Right, 100%, OG. Yeah, but he's lining himself up to be the epic fall off, and it has not. I don't want to hear about no injuries.
Yeah, he's easily the number one.
Oh,
right?
easy. Easy choice. Easy choice.
That's why you got to cancel him out. Like, yo, who's
right. Easy choice.
But
who gets nominated for the Ben Simmons Award? That's what it is. The Ben Simmons Award.
Yup, the Ben Simmons Award, the greatest fall off of all time.
I like that.
We doing that Friday.
We can tackle that. We can tackle that.
The Ben Simmons Award.
Fish. I called you one time, and me and Fish had a like half-hour conversation. Because, hold on, y'all. If Fish get y'all on the phone, let me tell y'all something real quick. Fish get y'all on the phone, cut out 20 or 30 minutes and let OG cook. Because he's going to cook.
That's a fact. He's going to cook.
He's going to cook.
Yeah.
He's going to school you. You're going to learn something. You're going to leave there like.
I ain't going to lie. Fish called me on Thanksgiving. You got to talk to Fish when the food getting ready.
Bro, understand something. And you'll look up, you're like, damn, I've been talking to Fish for about 25 minutes now. But it's just great information.
Yeah, I just want
to shout out Fish. I just want to shout out Fish real quick. But
I won't even say hello.
Huh?
He won't even say hello. He gets right to it.
He gets right to it. I pick up the phone. I'll be like, OG, I'll be like, Fish, OG, what up, baby? Yo, listen, man. Y'all be like, damn, what's up? How was your day?
Fish, hold it down. Yeah,
hold it down, though. Nah, big shout out to Fish.
Ever since day one, Fish been solid, man. Real talk.
But, no, I had a great conversation with him about Roy Tarpley. Because he just mentioned Roy Tarpley in the comments. And I called him one day and I was like, yo, how good was Roy Tarpley? Yo, Fish broke down for the next 10 minutes how good Roy was and then why Roy fell off so bad, right? So I think that's another guy. Roy definitely go on that list.
Hold on, I'm laughing. We gotta get Fabian props. Yo, we gotta coin that. The Ben Simmons Award is crazy.
Yeah.
Nah, but the way you presented it would sound like you were at the Oscar just now. And the Ben Simmons Award for the greatest fall off goes to. That was nuts. For the greatest fall off.
and the best part is it's like, oh, and such is not here to accept the award now because they
because he got it.
and then you have another fall off fee pick up his trophy. Yo, somebody gonna hurt us, man. Somebody's really gonna hurt us out here.
You don't show up for your trophy for the trophy that you didn't show. No, that's insane.
Wow,
that's insane.
Well, AllBall, this is your topic. You brought it up. You wanted to know some things.
I thought this was a great one. Let's play what AllBall was talking about earlier today.
Oh, you rather do that?
Oh, I thought he.
We give the people so they could know what we're talking about.
So he put that together quite well.
Ooh, Christian Laettner.
Christian Laettner fell off?
Yeah, he fell off. He was probably considered the greatest college basketball player of all time.
Yeah, but he was,
real ones know he wasn't like that.
Still don't flee. What's your other man from Gonzaga?
Adam Morrison.
See, I forgot his name.
But he tore his knee up. That's
Adam?
Foul. Yes. He tore his knee. He had that wasn't what happened. Okay, no problem. I was wrong.
Number 3 overall pick.
He was number 3?
Number 3 overall pick.
We went to the Bobcats?
Went to
the
Lakers?
Bobcats.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Number 3.
He won a chip with the Lakers.
Well, they won the chip.
They won the chip.
Kobe's a nice guy, man. He wasn't talking about
he helped put the confetti in the confetti machine so they could.
Ramel Robinson. Ramel was with Glenn Rice when they won that national championship in Michigan. Fish? Is that the Ramel you talking about?
I got another one. Harold Miner. After the dunking contest, they called him the next Mike.
I mean, what you call it too?
Oh no, you got a new Fabian, before we get to the next topic, please, we got a new follower. Gotta love it.
But that's Amara. I think that's our first follower on Twitch. Hey, Amira. She said, by the
Nice.
way, I'm a GFX artist, and honestly, I'm here to ask you about art for your channel. So are you interested to see some of my recent artwork?
Sure.
Let's just hope you're not a bot. Let's just pray that that's not a bot. But yeah, absolutely.
I love your name, Amara.
Yeah. Let's get to that next topic, man. Amara just threw us off. You know, we see ladies, everybody, you know.
Darlene, where you at, Darlene?
She said I'm not a bot.
Oh, great, Amara. I just wanted to make sure. And she got a sense of humor. Good.
Right. Love it.
We were talking about fall offs. Ben Simmons Award. Who had the greatest fall off of all time? And we're not sure if Ja Morant or Trae Young has fallen off.
Yo, it's your guy AllBall here. Y'all know my motto. They scared, but I'm not. So here we go. I got a question. Trae Young and Ja Morant, will they ever get back to superstar status? Will Ja Morant ever get back to MVP status? Will Trae Young get back to being one of the best point guards in the East? Now, my opinion, Trae Young lost his spot to Halliburton, and y'all know my favorite guy, Brunson. Ja Morant. Is Ant-Man and SGA took his shine? Once again, can Trae Young and Ja Morant this season get back to superstar status? Can they get their teams back to playoff contention, maybe make a run to the final, to the conference finals? Share.
Wow.
Yo.
Share, like, comment, subscribe. All ball suckers. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
All ball suckers.
So what do we think? Ja Morant and Trae Young fallen off? We know their superstardom status has fallen off. How about their games? Which side do you think, All Ball? You asked the question.
Right. So I thought about this last week, and we didn't have time to do it because, you know, we'd be so busy. And we already having our topics and our content. But, you know, watching, because at one time, Trae Young was top 5 point guard in the league. And he was the talk of the town. Ice Trae, you know, nutmegging Paul's everybody. Getting to the playoffs, averaging double-double, sometimes 27, 28, and 11. And, you know, it seems like the emergence of Halliburton and Jalen Brunson, people have forgotten about Trae Young. Even when DeJounte Murray was there, I understand. I think Trae Young might have been hurt. He got problems with coaches. But I'm going to be honest, when the last time we heard anything about Trae Young? Do we even care about Trae Young anymore? See, that's what I'm trying to get to. And then now let's go to Ja Morant. At one time, Ja Morant was the most exciting player in the league on the MVP run. Team getting to the playoffs. Decent playoff appearances. But now these 2 years that he's missed, is SGA and Ant-Man taking his slot? Because right now, that's supposed to be Ja Morant. Remember, Ant-Man is funny, charismatic, the sneakers popping, going crazy. SGA turned into damn near the best player in the league, MVP candidate, top 3. Now, I think OKC is what the Memphis Grizzlies was supposed to be. The way OKC is constructed around SGA is what Memphis was attempting to do with Ja Morant. But with his actions off the court, did they miss the train? And before y'all answer, I'm going to be honest. I think Trae Young and Ja Morant missed their train and missed their opportunity to become the best guards in the NBA. I don't think Trae Young can be the best player in the NBA. I think Ja Morant had an opportunity, and I think he was on his way to doing that. He made the gritty. He exploded with that to the point where I seen people that, I seen a video with old people doing the gritty, Flea. See? I'm talking about 70-year-old people, 60-year-old aunties doing it. So where Ja Morant was going, his setback was major. His sneakers is okay. They're not flying off the shelf like the Ant-Man. Remember, we had a topic arguing. I was dead wrong. I said, oh, those are the Ant-Mans? You know what I'm saying? So for me, and then now look at SGA with his Instagram modeling, with walking through the tunnel. No, but these things is what prep, right? These things prep you up into superstar status. So for me, I want to ask y'all, what are y'all thoughts on Trae Young and Ja Morant? Has their time passed them? Not saying they're not great players or good players, but now with Indiana, with the Knicks, OKC, Minnesota,
all these teams now being in contention to be very good, and then they all have lead dog guards that are now people consider Halliburton the best point guard in the league as far as pure point guard. You already know how we feel about Brunson. SGA the best damn near player in the league. Ant-Man, we already know what they say about him. Baby Jordan. Did Ja Morant and Trae Young jam themselves up? Missing out on what's been going on lately?
You ready, Flea?
Yeah. I just, I didn't know if you wanted to jump out there real quick. For me, I don't think Ja Morant is anywhere near done. I don't think he's anywhere near missed his boat. Him and the Grizzlies had some bad misfortune over the last year. Like prior to the gun incident and the shoulder injury, they were a 2 seed. They were a number 2 seed in the Western Conference, right? So I don't think that he's fallen off. I just think he's going through some trials and tribulations right now that, in my opinion, is going to catapult him right back up that ladder. I think we're going to see what we were missing for the last year and a half at the start of this season for Ja. Trae Young, for me, is a different case. I don't think he fell off because I don't ever think he was up. Like, he was an all-star, right? But, me personally, I'm not high on Trae Young. I think he's a miniature guard. I think he's very one-dimensional. Excellent passer, and, can shoot it. But I'm starting to see that the guys just don't like playing with him. Like, they've brought in some pieces. I haven't seen anybody clamoring to go and play in Atlanta, right, next to a guy that is 8 to 10 assists a game. So he's going to get a rocker, right? I thought...
Real quick, Fleet, now that you say that, because I don't think he's not a nice guy, does that have to do with the fact that it feels like, outside looking in, it's kind of a lot harder to play next to Trae Young? It's not that forget selfish, none of that. He's a little guard I got to set a pick for. You know what I'm saying? He's a little guard. I got to do multiple things on the offensive end to get him going and help him out.
Bunch of things to do for him on the offensive end, and then somehow we got to hide him on defense. Like, somehow we got to scheme and figure out how do we, put him in a position where he's not bullied for 48 minutes, right? So he's in a tough spot. But the other side of it too is, before this finals run for Luka, Trae Young did everything and more than what Luka has done.
Exactly.
Before this finals run.
Right.
I used to argue that. That's a fact.
Right. Like, before this finals run, he's done just about everything Luka has done in terms of his team. Like, don't get it messed up. Luka was first team all NBA outside of his rookie year, the first 4 or 5 years of his career. So I'm not saying individually they were the same player. I'm talking about accomplishments and what they brought to their teams. Trae did exactly what Luka did. Now Luka just took his team to the finals. So now we know that trade, that was the right trade to make for Dallas. But just to put a bow on what I'm saying, and I'm passing my brother Ray, I just don't think that Ja missed his boat. I think by Christmas time, we're going to be coming back here and OG is going to be singing Ja's praises. That's what I think. That's what I'm predicting. We're going to come back and OG's going to have something different to say. But I think by Christmas time, we're going to already start to hear the rumblings. If not before Christmas, Trae Young wants out. Like, I thoroughly see that coming. I thought that San Antonio was going to try to get him before they went after Chris Paul. Like,
before you go, Fabian.
San Antonio is in charge of the draft picks, Atlanta's draft picks, and Atlanta's looking to get them back.
Fabian, before you go,
thank you for giving me that.
I think after this season, Ja Morant is going to want out as well.
They're going to be too good. I think they're just going to be too good of a team for them to want out of there.
I don't know anybody who's as high on the Memphis Grizzlies as me. I think they could get Denver up out of there in the 4th spot for the the fantastic four.
Hold on. Cause you and Flea, y'all go a little berserk with this Memphis Grizzlies roster at times.
Mm-hmm. I'm not walking back. So
y'all telling me fully healthy, both of you have Memphis top 5?
Yes.
Well,
yes. I do.
just a lot of it. There's a lot of ifs. We can't ignore what happened with John Morant the last 2 years. Like, it feels like it was 5 years ago and not 3 years ago. It feels like a long time John Morant was really relevant. But let's not forget, he played 10 games last year. And that first game, he hit the game-winning layup, and we were going crazy. It was must-see TV all over again. That guy is a super animal. He's an animal. Trae Young is not necessarily that. So it's almost like not Trae Young's fault why he's out of the limelight, because he's but so much he can do. I don't know if John Morant has Trae Young's discipline off the court. Not sure. But I think if you combine the two, John Morant's a different story. And so John Morant's fall off has more to do with himself, and he could come back up. That's, what do you call that when you have that's the luxury of being that talented as John Morant. Well, I could just fall off for 2 years and I'm back. Trae Young does not have that luxury. He can't even get to John Morant's level. That's a different level of ball player. So he can't impose his will or nothing. He is crunch. When it's crunch time, he accelerates 1,000 miles an hour. It's great when he's on, but I think that's more team success. And then going back to Memphis, they don't have the same situation as Atlanta. Memphis looks to me, it's OKC, Minnesota. I don't even know if Minnesota's as deep. It's OKC, and I don't know who's as deep as Memphis. Memphis is got John Morant coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Bane is there. Marcus
Smart is coming back. Brandon Clark is coming back. Triple J will go back into his role. They replaced Steven Adams with Zach Edey. Like, they've done a few things. They re-signed Luke Kennard, the shooter, shoots 47% from three.
Their biggest flaw was rebounding. They had no rebounders, and you got drafted Zach Edey double machine in high school. In college, you drafted Baycott from UNC double machine. So they have too many role players that if this thing kind of, my biggest concern about them is shooting, and you need that point guard, because John Morant got to learn how to slow the game down. If not, you're gonna miss Tyus Jones too much. That's it. Because if you could slow the game down, I think you could get easy baskets with Zach Edey. If Zach Edey could be 25% of what he was in college.
So let me ask y'all a question, right?
You better say hi to Darlene first.
Oh man, Darlene, don't mind the appearance, please. Rough 2 days. Big shout out, Darlene, in the building.
Appreciate you, Darlene.
So y'all telling me Memphis got a good roster. I'm not gonna say great yet. I know how good John Morant is. So y'all telling me Memphis Grizzlies is better than the Clippers with with James Harden and Kawhi Leonard? Hold on. You telling me they are better than the Pelicans with Ingram, DeJounte Murray, CJ McCollum, Zion Williamson? Hold on. You telling me they better than Sacramento with DeMar DeRozan? I ain't got to name the other guys. You telling me they better than Denver with the Joker, Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter Jr., Jamal Murray? No, listen.
Yes.
Wow.
But we're talking about, like, when you say Denver, right? You're saying Denver last season in October. Denver from June 2 seasons ago. That's the Denver you're talking about.
Denver's in the conference finals.
No, they weren't.
When?
They lost in the second round.
No. That was Minnesota and Dallas.
Okay, well, they was in the second round, but
they flamed out.
I didn't even mention Minnesota, so y'all telling me the Memphis Grizzlies is better than those teams?
I said it. Not saying better, but
that's what y'all saying. No, man up.
Okay, calm down. Memphis.
I will not calm down. I ain't been on camera in 2-3 days. What are you talking about? I'm having drawbacks. What are you talking? You don't see me itching over here?
Memphis. I think if Memphis is hitting all, if John Morant comes back, it's just different, bro. They were the number 2 seed in the Western Conference when he was there 3 seasons ago. I see somebody in the comments saying they got to replace Dylan Brooks. They did replace him. Vince Williams Jr. is crazy.
Marcus Smart is Dylan Brooks' replacement. Like,
you got Marcus Smart, Vince Williams, and Triple J on the perimeter. They're good. Like, every time the more and more I thought about them, I'm like, yo, this looks kind of crazy. And that's going back to your point about the Pelicans. The Pelicans don't really have a balance.
I didn't even need Dallas. I didn't even need Dallas and Phoenix.
Right, but Dallas, Minnesota. Who's the third team in the second round? Denver, Dallas, OKC, Minnesota, Dallas. Right, but that's 4 teams.
Hold on. Okay, so if you don't feel like Memphis is a top 5 seed. Where
Hell
do
no.
you have them?
Playing.
Bugging.
I think they will struggle against the Lakers.
Okay.
No, I'm not trolling them. I'm just saying the guys that they have are very good. I'm not knocking them. But I don't think that roster is better than 7, 8 rosters. And like I said, I think what Minnesota and OKC has done, I think that was supposed to be the Memphis Grizzlies with Ja Morant. And this time that the Memphis Grizzlies and Ja Morant miss altogether, look how many teams emerge. I see them being a playing team. I don't see them being no 4, 5, 6 seed.
Right, but again, they add in a defensive player of the year back on their team. Whether y'all like him or not, that don't matter. Marcus Smart.
That's
right.
2 defensive player of the year on the same team.
Marcus Smart is coming back. Triple J is that. But then when Ja was out, all of these guys get infused with confidence. Before Desmond Bane got hurt at the end of the year, he was having a career year. Desmond Bane looked the man. So with getting infused confidence from guys that wasn't going to get the same touches when Ja's on the floor, like now you putting Ja back on the floor, everybody's going to up their like I see that team. I don't see that team like championship worthy yet. But OG, I got them. I definitely got them 1 through 5. Who you got 1 through 5 right now? If you just had to give my fault.
No order.
No
order. OKC, Denver, Minnesota,
Dallas,
and Sacramento.
You got Sacramento as a better team.
Yeah, but I'm not saying if Memphis meet them in the playoffs, Memphis can't beat them. I'm just saying, to me, certain teams are just good teams in the regular season. I think the addition of DeMar DeRozan, like put like this, Flea. Teams like the Clippers, the Lakers, that's kind of older. They just want to get in. So they're not worrying about the regular season. I think a team like Sacramento, they worry about the regular season seedings and things of that nature. So I think they will be a top 5 seed, but that don't necessarily mean if they meet the Clippers in the first round. I'm not taking Sacramento over the Clippers.
Did Sacramento make the playoffs last year? I don't remember that.
They didn't.
And they made the 3
They
seed.
Went from a 3 seed to not even making the play-in. Did they make the play-in, or they might have made the play-in and didn't get in?
Ben Simmons Award?
Sacramento?
the whole organization, the whole city.
But here's the thing: Sacramento didn't get better last year defensively. That's what they struggled with. Who did they get on the defensive end? Let me ask y'all this: if you had to guess, where do you think Memphis finished last season in defense?
Team?
Yeah, team-wise.
Top half. So between 1 through 15.
They were 12.
Yeah,
But
I would agree with that.
But Marcus Smart didn't play. Name another defensive guy besides Triple J. Like, this is what I'm saying. That was that team. Before you add Edie, the two rookies, Vince Williams, they shut Vince Williams down after a while. Vince Williams to me is the key to that, and of course Gigi Jackson.
And then I didn't even say Gigi. Gigi got hurt. I didn't even say that. I've been screaming that kid's name for the last 4 months. He was,
but we know he's a head case. That's what I'm saying. Memphis is that thing.
He's maturing right before our eyes, Fabian.
Flea, I don't believe. Listen, this is my sneaky suspicion about Gigi Jackson. I think he's a wild card, big time for the Red. Like, I don't know what's up with him, but he got injured. He got too much time on his hands. I don't know if he's rehabbing, but if he comes back full throttle, then you got all these things lined up. You can have Ja Morant bring back the swagger, all the swagger with the Memphis Grizzlies again. You can have that again because he already had it, and you're super loaded now. And again, I'm biased to my conspiracy theory right now, AllBall with the Memphis Grizzlies. I'm very biased right now.
It's okay.
He a young country nigga who his daddy is a pastor. He gonna do some shit real quick.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying, OG? Like,
what did he get suspended for last year?
Some bug out shit. I don't know. He did some.
Listen. All past kids is maniacs.
Maniacs.
Oh boy, your man skipped out on an NBA workout.
Yeah.
He went to the court, left the court, was like, "Nah, I'm good." And they went to ask him a question back in the locker room. He was over there vaping. Gigi Jackson is a wild boy.
Listen,
he is a wild boy.
This upcoming season, we less than a month away, and I'm really I'm keeping an eye out on the Atlanta Hawks and Trae Young and Ja Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies. I want to see if they could take their spots back. I think it's possible. I just think it's going to be real tough because now you have a lot of guys that, like I said, a guy like Ant-Man, he's loving his fame. And I don't think he's going to, take a backseat to nobody right now. And I'm being honest, that point guard position in the East with now Dame Lillard being there, Halliburton emergence, Jalen Brunson. Listen, Trae Young is in trouble out there. You got Drew Holiday over there with Boston. So, I just think, those guys from 2 years ago, it wasn't even a question when you said who the top 5 guards in the league. And then now, them guys like Trae Young might be pushed out the top 10 if he don't be careful. You get what I'm saying, Flea? So that's what I'm saying. Like when we was like, who the top 5? Trae Young always made top 10, but I would argue top 5 because his numbers, his team gets to the playoffs and things of that nature. Now, when you got these other guys that, listen, Brunson was a game 7 away from the conference finals. Halliburton made it to the conference finals. We know who Dame Time is. Drew Holiday just won a championship.
Let me say this. Halliburton very well could be the next Trae Young.
I agree.
Could very well fall into that.
I agree.
Trae Young was in the conference finals in 2021.
Good fucking point.
Against Giannis and them.
Good
right?
point.
Trae Young was talked about as, like you just said, OG, top 5 point guard in the league, one of the better scorers. Forget point guard, one of the better guys to put the ball in the basket. So, I don't.
Good point.
Halliburton is excellent, and I know Fabian, that's his guy. He loves Halliburton, but that Indiana team, not so much Hallie. Maybe I need to change that. Not so much Hallie, but Halliburton could be in the same situation that Trae Young is in right now, especially if they don't continue to be relevant, be playoff team. You getting Mathurin back this year. You lose Buddy Hield. What do y'all look like next coming season? Is Obi a better player? Like Indiana got in. Okay.
Yeah, let's see now.
Do it again. Let me see y'all.
And Fabian, just real quick, I didn't even name a guy that y'all love, and I think he's a great player too. Tyrese Maxey. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Trae Young got his hands full as far as him being back in that spotlight. So that's what I mean by that. Like them guys is good. They definitely great. But I'm just saying, it's Ja Morant, not so much. I think Trae Young, the probability of him getting lost in the sauce is way bigger than Ja Morant. I think Ja Morant is going to come out like gangbusters. But yeah, Trae Young, listen, man, he's in trouble.
Fish said Trae Young about 6 years away from being an assistant coach for Oklahoma, University of Oklahoma.
Yo, we might have to start blocking Fish, man, because Fish, you up there some line you so hilarious and like you look at the comments and Fish should throw you right off.
Yo, Lord, sometimes I be and I'll see it and I start laughing because it's just too funny. But
Trae Young better be careful. So that's what I meant by that, fellas. Like those are 2 guys that 2-3 years ago they had the NBA world in the palm of their hands, and it's slipping away.
That's not what happened. I'm trying to find a comment where Fish said Trae Young is the Fabian of the NBA.
Yes, and that was funny.
Then Robert Paulson said, "Why? Because of his hair."
They be going crazy on.
I'm sitting here steaming like the author.
Oh,
listen, man. We gotta throw dirt on one of these ESPN morons. And the number one moron from ESPN, Stephen A. Smith. How you doing, Queens guy? I saw Kurt Warner. I saw this and I started rolling. Kurt Warner kind of calls out Stephen A. He's a God-fearing man. But he basically called out your man, Stephen Anthony Smith.
Monday morning, I was grinding tape. 8 p.m. last night. Wow. Gotten through 10 games. How do all these people talk about these players and teams on a Monday as if they've watched the games and really can evaluate them? Can you guys share your routine so I can see if it's more efficient? And Brian Fitzmagic chimed in saying he recommends a healthy dose of red zone and Stephen A. All right, anything more than this, and you're wasting your time, Kurt. So
I love Scott, I love Stephen A., but that is not going to be my routine.
Sure,
I promise you that. Love you guys, but that's not going to be my routine.
So
I'm just curious. They get on there on Monday, and they're evaluating these players and telling them whether they're good or. I'm just curious how they do it. How they watch all these games.
Any film?
I didn't say they didn't
No.
watch any
No,
film.
I'm just
I'm just asking them how they watch all the film.
So you're not
by
asking,
Monday morning.
You're curious. You're just
Because I
it's a
can't
head
do it.
scratcher
I
for you.
can't do it.
Wow.
So I would love to know how they get it done.
Joe.
You're not being judgmental. You're not passing blame. You're just
Oh, Joe
asking
McCoy
questions.
is
No,
on
I mean, yeah.
NFL
No,
Network.
I just want to know.
Oh,
Yeah,
game
that's
day?
exactly
What is
Higher
this?
register.
Yeah, how do you get it done?
Okay.
I can't do it.
Which means you're
Mooch, how do you watch all those games?
You just sit down at 8 o'clock and put an all-nighter over it. Sunday story.
I love it. I
love
love
it
it. I love the light Mayweather jab. Like, yo, bro, you coming up here on Monday morning and you talk about soccer, football, basketball, boxing. How?
Yo,
Big shout out Kurt Warner. Yo, listen,
love
I got a weird sense of humor, and as he's saying that, yo, Fleet, I'm thinking the same thing. Like, yo, hold up. How's you watching all this and being able to talk about it and critique it, like as if, like you know for a fact
16 games on, and you're gonna be able to watch 16 games. Get the fuck out of here.
well, we just went through this with so-called beef with you know who, trying to tell us he watched our squad, and we were like, you don't even know our starting lineup.
right.
So we just know based on the Knicks, Stephen A. don't watch Jack. You even know who Isaiah Hartenstein was. You didn't know who in our start lineup was. You were just mad for no reason. It's like we have no reason to be mad right now. We're starting to pick things up. We actually just won 6 games in a row. Stephen, like, what Nick game are you watching?
Exactly.
He can't
But
read the room right.
But he has like I always tell you, they need to bring back shame. They need to bring back shame. No, people don't have no shame no
At all.
more.
Make shame great again.
No, make it great.
That's a good point.
Fabian, people have no shame these days, like none whatsoever. And I'm not talking about lack of confidence. I'm talking about just knowing you doing some dumbass shit. Don't do that. Have a conscience.
Yo,
Lord
listen,
have mercy.
hey, Fleet, I laugh, right? I'm really like, this shit is hysterical, right? Because, you know, it's like, I'm being honest, man. You know, the Stephen A. train, man, is starting to go off the rails. And, like, of course, he's the top dog. He's the head honcho, you know, but, you know, entertainment-wise, he's funny. But a lot of guys now are not you gotta remember, what social media is doing is guys can speak their truth because, okay, if you fire me, I'm going to create my own YouTube page and I'm going to make damn near the same amount of money. Mm-hmm. And even if I only make half of the money, I'm sitting in my living room, no haircut. I get to spend more time with my family. I ain't got to travel. So now guys can say what they really want to say. And it's like, yo, bro, how are you doing this if we can't do it? And we played that game. Mm-hmm. How are you breaking down 8 football games? Come on, yo. So I'm laughing because, you know, I'm happy that people are now just expressing how they really feel because to me, that's what sports talk is. Remember, you know, whether you can play or not, how many times you argue with somebody that you know couldn't play, but they will argue you down as if y'all play one-on-one, they'll beat you. I would be one of those guys.
Bro, I do this every day with Fabian. Right. Every day I do it with this dude. Every single day.
So, listen, I love what Kurt Warner did. I hope Stephen A. shoots back at him because once again, we know it's a business, but it's also entertaining. It doesn't have to get personal. But I love that Kurt Warner. You see what he said in the beginning. He said, "Nah, Stephen ain't my guy." Mm-hmm. But I'm just trying. Like, remember, Charles Barkley threw the shot. You can't give me the rookie ESPN. They working you 2 days in a row. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just glad that, yo, man, Stephen A. man, like, now I want to know how you know about 8 games in one day. Like, seriously, how do y'all do that?
And you watch basketball, and you watch soccer, and you watch boxing and UFC.
And you get your suits tailor-made at the same time? Come on, man.
Yo, listen, man.
Hey, yo, they say he got that white jean suit tailor-made.
That's nasty.
You know this get a jean suit tailor-made?
His jean jackets be crop tops. They like be right above his back. I don't like that.
He said, give me the Ezekiel Elliott.
He get the crop tops and then he gets the turtleneck right to his chin. Like it's bad work.
A crop top with a turtleneck is crazy. That outfit is upside down.
It's bad work, and then your hairline here. That's bad work. That's bad work.
I ain't talking about my hairline no more because Gil might be listening. Stephen A. Smith's Monday Night Football dream shattered with a brutal response. It's on MSNBC, MSN.com. Stephen A.'s dream of becoming a part of Monday Night Football has been left in tatters after workers on the show reportedly slammed his personality and said he would not be welcome. First Take host Smith is one of the ESPN's most high-profile NBA presenters and best paid, but in his craving for a new contract, he has also made his desire to cover football on Monday night very clear. Smith is a regular on the weekday sports panel and also covers NBA games on location for ABC and ESPN. The host has made public his want to also be involved in Monday Night Football production. It said workers already on the show loathe the idea of him switching over to the NFL. This is crazy. That's crazy.
Fabian, don't even pose a question. We could go off the rails with this one. You ain't even got to pose a question with this one, bro. I mean, I'm sorry if you had one. I'm stepping on it right now. We don't need a question right now. I think I could speak for both of my brothers. We don't want him talking football. Why I say that? Because you can't fake that. You can't fake going through
that's different.
The game of football. You can't fake it. You cannot. And you can't use your past to somewhat try to validate you in that space. I played 2 games at North Carolina at Winston-Salem. Big House Gaines is my mentor. I learned the game from John Chaney, and like all that shit that you do to try to validate yourself in the space of basketball. You can't do that with football. You can't fake it. The analysts that cover football, I think their attention to detail is just next to none. Like it's next to, you can't fake it. And those former players,
Flea,
they won't allow them to do it.
Cam Newton, they showed a play. And people can laugh at Cam Newton all they want, but people forget how great some of these guys were at their position, right?
Right.
And when he talks for like the first 30 seconds, I said, wow. Because like I said, football is so detailed and it's so much with it that, bro, if you ain't in that like that, you can't play with that. So Stephen A, man, much love, but you cannot come up there talking about you played for Winston-Salem's football team and you hurt your shoulder, but you threw 9 touchdowns in 2 seconds, so they gave you a scholarship. Nah, bro, that's one sport you have to leave to the professionals, bro.
Fabian, he can't say I've been covering football for 30 years. No, he can't say I'm in locker rooms. He can't say I know. He can't do that with this. So that's why I'm like, you can't fake it. Nothing about this can you fake. And as soon as you are disingenuous and inauthentic with anything with football, they'll get you out of here. And I'm talking about the people that are passionate about that game. Former players, people that cover it right now, who all of these, like these guys that moderate, like Greeny is more of a football fan than he is basketball. Rich Eisen is more of a football fan than he is anything, right? Dan Patrick is more of a football guy than really a basketball guy. And I'm naming guys that have their own shows and do but what I'm saying is if he's gonna dip his toe in that, like he can't play with that. He can't play with that because you will look like you're crazy.
But I did just see Tom Brady get $300 million to step off that field and go into a booth, and he is trash. I don't care what anybody says. He is trash. It's not that he doesn't know how to.
That don't have nothing to do with it, though.
It has everything to do with it. It has everything to do with the reason that Tom Brady. We talked about this. Greg Olsen was an Emmy Award-winning commentator. He is amazing on there. Tony Romo, we didn't know what he was going to be, but I thought they were going to try him out, something like that. Tom Brady comes on there strictly off cachet, strictly off a name.
That has nothing to do.
That has everything to do with why you want to put Stephen A. Smith on Monday Night Football, because everything you guys said is absolutely true. Why the hell else would we bring him over here?
But I don't think nobody. I'm sorry to cut you off. I don't think nobody would tune in to Monday Night Football because of Stephen A. Smith.
Well,
just being honest with you, if it was basketball season, then I get it. But I'm being honest.
They're not tuning in for Stephen A. Smith for Monday Night Football. I just can't go for that.
But nobody is, and they did look. ESPN offered Skip Bayless and Stephen A. Smith role on Monday Night Football twice. So this is nothing new. It's just being regurgitated all over again.
Right.
That's number one. They've been trying to put Stephen A. Smith on more stuff. He's been all over the TV screen with ESPN. I'm not saying he's good at explaining any games. Again, same deal with Woj. That's how the whole thing started with Woj. I'm not talking about his football analysis, basketball analysis, because we know it's all trash. That's not what they have him on ESPN for. They have him on there because his goal has always been that I've heard him say a million times, he wants to be the new Howard Cosell. That's where I think he doesn't realize he is failing at. You don't have no buddy Muhammad Ali with you. We don't want to really see you like that. You're kind of the annoying guy. Howard Cosell used to be getting saucy in that booth and would go bananas. And Howard Cosell's another guy who, if I'm not mistaken, didn't really know football like that. He just was the guy, your friend that was in the booth with you going crazy. So that's what the deal was with him. I just think Stephen A. Smith, I agree with y'all, where it's like, I don't know how he fits on here, but he's been on ESPN for so long. It's like, I'm not surprised by that. They're already a kind of a circus. I don't want to call it a shit show, but it is a circus. Who's on Monday Night Football right now? I don't even know who the broadcaster is.
I'm getting to that. What I'm about to say is they just re-upped Ryan Clark.
He does the commentating?
No, I think Dan Orlovsky and Louis Riddick do it.
During the game?
I believe.
No comment.
I may be wrong, but
if that's the lineup, that's crazy. For Monday Night Football? Bro, you got Chris Collinsworth on Channel 4. Al Michaels retired?
No, he's there. I saw his face.
So when does Troy Aikman and dang, what's our guy? Joe Buck. When do they
they on Fox. They do the Fox games.
So remember, this is just Monday Night Football for ESPN. Of course, he's the top dog over there.
Oh, so they've been trash. Like what? You know what I'm saying? Like
but they've been rotating it for a little while. Yeah. Right? They haven't had like I don't remember the last consistent guy they had on ESPN.
But what does that remind you of? The rotation, the first take set. That's what Stephen A. wants. He sees an opening. This guy's a shark, bro. I could do nothing but respect it.
I could respect it, but he's not going to be good. We're not good at everything, bro. We're not good at everything.
Do you see what happened when he tried doing UFC?
Bro, he got broke, bro.
Joe Rogan called him out, but he didn't care.
Bro, no. He can act like he don't care. He needs to know his limitations. Listen, man, as great as you are, listen, bro, know your limitations. Bro, you do too much. I'm sorry. He's the type of talk about a pee-wee basketball game. Right. So now you have an 8-year-old kid's basketball game to know he got like. Nah, Monday Night Football does not need Stephen A. Smith. I understand ESPN, he's the top dog over there, so he's going to bring an entertainment factor over there, and it's going to be fun. But once them guys start talking real football, bro, you're going to be sitting there like a deer in the headlights. You cannot compete with that over there. I'm sorry, and they know that, and they probably saying in their mind, bro, keep him over there, because football talk is serious. They rarely have a good time.
You can't yell your way through it. You can't joke your way through it. You can't gravitas and throw your chest up and I'm ESPN's guy through it. You can't do all that stuff that he does with basketball. You can't do that.
Right. And you not doing to them what you be doing on First Take. As far as like as if you the head honcho, they don't care about none of that.
No.
Football players can have less money than you. It's a different mindset. That machismo, that thing over there is for real. They don't care about you being $100 million man. You is not shutting up Ryan Clark when you're talking about football. I'm sorry. I don't care who you are.
You just reminded me. He better stay very clear. Just like I don't even know if he's too critical of the play. Like remember, he could be impulsive, and he says the wrong thing on the air. Them football players, like you said, they don't. Hey, might have Stephen A. Smith up in the parking lot.
Yeah, like football is
that sport. He don't play around with Bart Scott. He don't talk to Bart. He don't talk to Bart Wild.
Sleep. When I be around my dudes, gotta shout out, I love New Orleans, man. My family out there, my guy Aaron and them guys, man, right? And it's like John, like when you around them dudes, bro, when they talk football, you just gotta sit and listen. My nigga, they will break some shit down to you, and you'll be like, what? You don't even know what they talking about. Nah, Stephen A. Smith, stay in your lane. Big shout out LeVar Ball. Stay in your lane, bro. Because like I said, what your mindset is and what you're trying to do for your career, they doing the total opposite. Let them have that. Because to me, football is a serious sport the way you really got to know that to talk about that. It's not fun and games. I'm sorry. Football is not fun and games like any other sport. My opinion, stay in your lane, bro.
So are we pushing for him to do it so that he falls on his face and finally is defeated and gets the hell off our TV screen? Or are we telling him to calm down so he can stay on TV a little bit longer? Which one are we going for?
I want him to go on there and fall on his face. You know me. Listen, man, please. Y'all know me.
Can't wait.
I don't want to see nothing good. I am the hater. Get up there, fall flat, so we can have a blast.
Nah, I don't even want him to taint anything that's going on with football. Stay in your lane. We accept you with basketball, and that took us forever to do that. So just stay over there, and the goal now is get your late night show. Don't worry about it. Go get your late night show from wherever you're going to get that from. Go do that.
That is what it feels like, similar to the other conversation we've been having all week with the reporters, power brokers. They kind of like, it's not that we really want Stephen A in our face all day long like that. So we're kind of forced to deal with this viral moment every day. Like, why am I watching this? Why is somebody sending me this? Why are you retweeting this? And they don't want that in the NFL. They don't want him anywhere near that. But it's a lot of money over there, man. And Stephen A knows it. If he gets to be anywhere near those guys in the NFL,
you can't hyperbole your way through and he can't say the way he was talking to KD when KD went to Golden State and it was all that, you don't want to make an enemy out of me. I dare you to talk to one of them. Talk like that to Michael Irving and don't think Michael Irving won't catch you around the corner.
Nigga attacking you with the camera on. Niggas ain't going for that. That shit is a different ball game.
Wait a minute. I don't want to put this stigma on football players. They ain't got no self-control. They are on there. They're professional guys. What I'm saying is that the thin line of talking tough and he can't straddle that with them. Cause what you said? What you said? Mm-hmm. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Like they gonna have they will quickly check him. Like what? What you say? Okay. All right.
So Stephen A, man, you made enough money, man. Just stay on First Take. You already cornered the game with that. Get your little co-host carousel on ESPN First Take and call it a day, bro.
They'll check him in a minute, man.
And he got to go. I'll leave it with
ESPN.
I'll leave it with this. You mentioned Dan Patrick, Rich Eisen. They all got their shows, and they have like I don't even know what they're on. I think the NFL Network, some of them, and then you have somebody mentioned Rush Limbaugh on the com. Oh yeah, Fish. They tried that with Rush Limbaugh, Dennis Miller. Yeah, like, but those guys.
Limbaugh's name in a long time.
And they were able to fall. They were able to fall from Queens. Fall from Queens. I just seen this. They were able to fall back on another job because they had the radio gig, just like Jim Rome. Fish always brings that up, but he made $25 million a year. Jim Rome is killing the game. I ain't seen him on ESPN in a minute, but he's killing the game with his own spot. Stephen A, you got your own corner office up there on First Take. Like sometimes, like you said, is I guess you don't want to limit yourself, but
I mean, he has this insatiable thirst to be on TV. Again, he's a soap opera lover.
Right.
Like there's an insatiable thirst to be on screen. Right? Like he had a radio show for a very long time. And it was, for me, my opinion, it wasn't bad. I did tune in regularly because it was every day. So I did look forward to the Stephen A. Smith show on the radio. But you know, he's trying to touch everything. And nah. It's okay. We won't miss you if you're not covering the NFL.
Oh, real quick, shout out to I know it's not next rehab, we'll be visited tomorrow. Shout out to Earl of Pearl Monroe.
Yes, sir.
For opening up a school in the Bronx. A huge contingent of Knicks were on hand for the groundbreaking of Earl Monroe's Renaissance Charter High School, but the best endorsement of what they built may have come from New York, from NBA Commissioner Adam Silver. Okay, I see John Starks there. Is that Tim Thomas? Clyde.
Yes.
Allen Houston's right there, your man.
Yes, sir. John
Who's this
Starks.
old white man?
John
Another
Starks.
old white man.
Steve Starks.
Yeah, right here.
Tom Thibodeau. Yeah.
I think I seen another. So, Adam Silver said we can read that tomorrow.
Okay.
We'll get to Adam Silver's compliment.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact, Fish. Jerry Jeudy still want to kill Steve Smith. Jerry Jeudy still got smoke for Steve Smith.
Who's Jerry Jeudy?
Jerry Jeudy is a wide receiver for the Broncos, and Steve Smith called him a jag.
Oh, on the sideline.
Yeah, Steve Smith called him a jag, just another guy. And I guess Jerry Jeudy caught wind of that or something, and then Steve Smith went on to this. You always going to be just a guy, like, you know, and then almost tried to say, don't make an enemy out of me because I will go around to other GMs. If a team comes to me and says, well, how good is Jerry Jeudy? What you think? I'm going to tell him he's just a guy. Like, so there's that amongst some other players that want to beat dog shit out of Steve Smith.
Oh, because when you said Steve Smith initially, I'm thinking of Stephen A. Smith. So
no, I'm talking about Steve Smith, the wide receiver.
Yeah, I mean he welcomes the smoke, but see, he's all for it. He ain't no.
He's with everything. He's with whatever.
He's a bit crazy. Again, speaking of crazy ass football players, he's one of the crazy wide receivers, man. And he was tough. Steve Smith, one of the best wide receivers of all time.
Did we lose OG?
Probably. You know, it's way past his beauty sleep initiation.
Ball suckers.
You know that guy.
Big Flea. Never the little one.
And you know who I am. Tomorrow night, 7:30 Eastern time on Thursdays, we have the one and only
Next rehab.
Don't you miss it, folks. Have a great evening.
Next rehab, y'all.
You gonna say bye, please?
Oh, peace, y'all. Love y'all.
That wasn't that fake. AllBall TV.
They scared, but I'm not.
They don't like comentario.
Y suscribe.